So, I have had the distinct displeasure of having Debbie-Wasserman Schultz be my congresswoman for several years now. I remember when the Fogel family were brutally murdered in their homes. About 5 to 6 years ago, Debbie-Wasserman Schultz had the audacity to send a video talking about how peace in the Middle East and how she sympathizes with the Fogel family. Well, if she sympathized with them, she should have not been for a two-state solution. She should have not been for dividing Jerusalem, its capital. She should have not been friendly friend with the Obama administration. But she has done that. She is a court Jew, one of the biggest court Jews in the country, probably. Debbie-Wasserman Schultz, I remember when I actually met her face to face during an APAC conference. She was brought in as this great, amazing advocate for Israel in Congress. And I wanted to really go up and say, in my question, excuse me, how in the world are you pro-Israel if you support a two-state solution? You want to make another terrorist she wanted a lady. So she said, can I please have a woman, please? But there was no women in there who were from her district. It was just me. So I asked her, how do you think would be the appropriate solution to bring peace to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? And she used the term, when we find the final solution.
Oops. Oops.
And she just smiled that away as if it was the funniest thing in the world. But it's true. Debbie-Wasserman wants a final solution. She wants to destroy Israel.
You really think she wants to destroy Israel?
She does.
No, I don't think so. I'm sorry. I mean, she is annoying. She's very annoying, and yes, she's very loyal to President Obama.
And she's a liar.
She might be a liar, but you know what? Look, she could have messed up policies, and I really think she does, and messed up views, but I don't think she really. She just here's what I think you meant to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you meant to say is that she supports something that could lead to the destruction of Israel, even though she doesn't intend to have Israel
she supports the destruction of Israel.
I'm sorry, I just won't.
Because think about it this way: if you create a Palestinian state inside Israel, the Hamas will take over. Israel will withdraw all its troops.
Okay, but you're assuming that she knows that. Maybe she just is just not knowledgeable enough about.
She has been in politics a very long time.
Okay. But she lives 6,000 miles away.
She's still a very intelligent lady. She's gotten a master's in political science from the University of Florida. She's no dummy.
So you're saying that Mitt Romney, John McCain, a lot of the Republicans, they also want to see Israel destroyed because they support a two-state solution?
Yeah, in a sense also.
Wow. I don't know if I go to that extent. I don't think I would.
Okay, so
I just think that they support something that's messed up. They might support a messed up view, but I don't think it
which will lead to more war and the possible destruction of Israel.
Okay, but again, I'm assuming that they don't know that.
Okay.
That they're just not knowledgeable enough.
So all that aside, Debbie-Wasserman Schultz has tried to parade herself as the most pro-Israel congresswoman, and she's also said that the Republican Party is using Israel as a football, as a political football. And she says herself that the Obama administration has been the best friend that Israel has had than any other administration in Washington. How can somebody say that with a straight face?
The fact is, what's funny is that she actually did say it with a straight face. That's what's hilarious.
And I wonder how she believed this. I mean, during the last war in Gaza, the United States put so many ceasefires between us and Hamas. They forced us to speak to Hamas, which is a terrorist organization who wants to destroy Israel.
Israeli soldiers died because John Kerry lied to Israel. about saying that Hamas was prepared for a ceasefire, which they weren't, and about 4 or 5 soldiers died after the first ceasefire because of John Kerry.
Several ceasefires were
Yep.
taken and several soldiers were killed. They were also, during the times that the teenagers were kidnapped. How long did it take Obama to even condemn that? And when he did condemn it, I Debbie-Wasserman Schultz standing up to Obama and saying, "You're anti-Israel. You're an anti-Semite. You are absolutely wrong on your views of Israel." She goes behind this man as her idol and her real allegiance to the Democratic Party. And her only interest, if anything, is just to advance her political career. And she really, I don't think she cares about Israel. She just wants to advance her own political career. And because her whole contingency in her district is very Jewish and very pro-Israel, so she tries to make words around.
It works. She keeps getting reelected.
Yeah, well, she's also a huge liar as well, because recently Michael Oren came out with a book talking about how, the Israeli-American relationship has gone down since the Democrats have taken power and since Obama's been president. Now, Debbie-Wasserman Schultz lied to national television and said that she spoke with Michael Oren, and Michael Oren had told her that the Republicans were dangerous for Israel. This is exactly what she said.
We know, and I've heard no less than Ambassador Michael Oren say this, that what the Republicans are doing is dangerous for Israel. They're undermining Israel's security by suggesting that the United States and Israel don't have anything other than a unique and explosive special relationship. So,
What do you think of that?
Well, what I think is funny is that she said she didn't say something that she said. That clearly she said.
Not only that, but it's kind of ironic, don't you think, that she would actually come up and say that the Republican Party is detrimental to Israel's security.
Well, here's what bothers me. What bothers me about this is that I'm forced to agree with Debbie-Wasserman Schultz on this.
Really?
Not that the Republican Party is distinctly bad to Israel, but if you look at the record of U.S. presidents, I can't think of a single Republican or Democrat, for that matter, that really was a good friend to
What
Israel.
about Reagan?
Reagan was not good for Israel. No, he was not, and I'll give you 2 really good examples of this. One was when Israel went ahead and bombed the reactor in Osirak in Iraq in 1981. And they obviously they did that because they knew that it would be a problem if Saddam Hussein were to get weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons. And once they did that, Reagan was furious.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No,
The Reagan administration condemned it.
No,
Yeah.
Reagan did not condemn it.
They did.
There was an Oval meeting, and there were people very upset in the meeting.
Yeah.
However, it was George H.W. Bush who was very upset about it.
Yeah.
Reagan
and George
actually-
H.W. Bush was in his administration.
Reagan, he was the vice president. Reagan actually supported it.
I don't see that.
I would recommend you look that up.
I'll look that up. I haven't seen it, but I will tell you this: what is problematic in that regard is that George H.W. Bush was in his administration, and I'll get to that in a minute. The other thing that that Reagan did not do that was good for Israel was during his administration, the United States came in and saved the PLO when they were when pretty much Israel was about to corner them and pretty much save them. And now here's what we have: the Palestinian Authority. And George H.W. Bush, under Reagan administration, he was the one that started the whole Palestinian state process. And Bush Jr., again, he was the one that forced the roadmap on Israel, coaxed Israel to leave Gaza. Again, Obama's probably the most aggressively anti-Israel president we've had. But George H.W. Bush Sr., he comes pretty close, I think. He comes pretty close. He was very aggressive.
The Obama administration has repeatedly tried to put Israel in a corner.
Yeah. Mhm.
They have stopped flights to Israel when
Yeah.
there was war. They
Mhm.
have made ceasefires that killed people.
Mhm.
They have constantly been head to head
Yeah. I'm not
with each
denying.
other.
I'm not denying any of that. All I'm saying is that what Debbie-Wasserman Schultz is right about is that the Republican Party is, at least in the White House, not necessarily in Congress, but at least in the